What's up, y'all? What's up, YouTube? That was not an easy one to watch for me, But shout out to UConn Huskies, man, who grabbed their 12th championship in the women's game. Coach Gino Arieto, is that how you pronounce his name? That's why I rarely say it, because I don't know. I'm not really good with some of those names, like the Italian names and stuff like that, especially the really, really traditional ones. And I don't want to mess his name up, man. But good job, man. He went out there and coached his behind off, man, from the standpoint of having his team prepared. South Carolina, I think they'll be back, Definitely did not have their best game. Team definitely needs more offensive players, without a doubt. Good season for them. Making it this far. They definitely don't have the talent like they've had in the past. It's interesting to see if Raven Johnson decides to, go ahead and declare for the draft. I don't know. I was hearing she planned on staying, but I don't know. It's like, stay for what? Is the way I look at it. And that's the same thing I would say for UConn's AZ Fudd. Man, AZ Fudd balled all the way out, man. Went out there and I think she scored 27. I don't have all the numbers in front of me. She really was the spark. Probably the last two games. Definitely today. Great strategy, man. It was another situation, I believe, where South Carolina, the opponent is rolling a lot of the defense and putting a lot of the best defenders on Paige Bueckers. First, they started out with Bree Hall, and then moved on to Raven Johnson. And what Gino had prepared was pretty much attack whoever Chloe Kitts was on. Because at a certain point in the game, it was close early on in the beginning. And then they were just attacking Kitts, man. It's basically, if Kitts was on Sarah Strong, they were dumping it into her. Too strong for her, no pun intended. Sometimes Sarah Strong would take her out to the 3-point line and would drain. That young freshman right there has a heck of a future. She was dominating the glass, man. Was a rim protector. Was scoring in the post, was hitting long balls. She was amazing, man. Her and Fudd was so active on defense, man. Able to attack the glass. Shot was falling, just impeccable by those two. It made it really easy for Paige Bueckers, in this game, because Paige was not particularly good shooting from the floor. Does not mean she had a bad game. You don't just look at shooting percentage and that's it. What other things can you do? Paige Bueckers, very smart player, man. Went helping her teammates out, setting them up when she saw their teammate was on fire, feed them. Got her shots here and there when necessary. Definitely scored when they put Kitts on her. They tried to not have that, as much as possible. Too slow-footed, man. Paige would score when she was on her. When she see the defensive mismatch, she went and got hers. Good game. Plays solid defense. Good game all around for UConn, man. And like I said, shout out to them. Congratulations to them on their 12th title. They it's much deserved. Those girls went through a lot. We talk about Paige Bueckers, the injuries, man, that she had to come back from. AZ Fudd, the injuries, she had to come back from. Losing in 2022, losing last year in a way that was quite controversial. I always felt like even last season it should have come down to UConn and South Carolina. So finally, man, she got one. And what does this do as far as the legacy of Paige Bueckers? Well, it puts her up there, with the UConn greats for sure. She helped submit this whole run, her whole tournament run is one of the best, amongst UConn players and UConn greats. You know what I mean? And for it to culminate in a championship like that, that don't hurt. And then, she should turn around and absolutely go number one in the draft. And I look forward to seeing how her career pans out. I would love to see her in Enrique. And I guess I'm in the minority here. There are many who believe that can't work, her and Enrique. I don't see why it can't. I'm all for great players figuring it out. Like a lot of people said that about Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. When Kyrie got there, a lot of guys I know, a lot of dudes I know, oh, they ain't gonna be able to play together. Two ball dominant players, offense don't play defense, all of that. And what did they do? They went to the finals. Of course, couldn't get past the Celtics, but no one would say that Kyrie and Luka was a failure. Similarly with Enrique and Paige. And here in this situation, Enrique and Paige are two players that actually can play defense, So, and I know Enrique dribble, all of that stuff. I mean, but people act like Enrique has never won before. She won in college at the college level as well. It's not like she doesn't know winning basketball. I think a lot of that was circumstance, team you're on, all of that kind of stuff. Here, you'll play with a player like Paige Bueckers, and then Paige Bueckers is the type of player that could probably play with a dribble player. Play a dribble player, I think, because she has the type of plug-and-play game. They could probably play with pretty much anyone, It's very Kevin Durant-like in that way. I think you could plug and play her anywhere. She could play on ball, off ball. She could be your point guard. She could be your two. She could be your three. I look forward to seeing it. That team with DJ Carrington, along with the Chicago versus Indiana games, Dallas versus Indiana. These are games that I'm going to have circled on my calendar. I don't know about y'all, but I can't wait to see that, man. That's going to be something. Alyssa Smith there, with Revenge on Her Mind. That's going to be something, man. And hope the league does right by making sure that those games are absolutely available to as wide an audience as possible. Those are going to be some hellified games, man. So look forward to that, man. But if Paige can go on and have a successful WNBA career, she'll go down, man, as one of the greats, all time. And this will just be part of that legacy. This will be the first step in a lot of good to come, So shout out to her. Definitely shout out to AZ Fudd. You need to go ahead and declare, go to the W. Ain't no point in staying there to do whatever that is. We want to see you in the W. I know she ain't going to fall to the Chicago sky, but that would be something I would love to see, if she could, man. I would love to see that one. Sarah Strong, she's going to be another UConn great. If she never transfers, hopefully if Gino stays, that you ain't got to worry about that. So hell of a game. I'm hurting for South Carolina, but I got a feeling Dawn Staley will be back, man. Just the right recruit away, I believe, from turning that thing around. But I know one of their best players had gotten hurt. I forget her name earlier in the season. See, she should be back. So that's pretty much what I got, man. Heck of a game for UConn. Not so much for South Carolina. And peace out.